I'm super hyped right now because yeah. Anyway.
That's the energy we need. Okay.
What's up, y'all? It is Raye and Huy. We are the Unscripted Real Artists, and in today's video, we're talking about the movie Sonic the Hedgehog. Now we know it was some CGI foolishness that they were going through and stuff like that. They fixed it, rectified the situation, put the movie out, bada bing, bada boom. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm really hyped. Why I'm really hyped? Y'all just gotta stay tuned for later on in the video because yeah, I'm geeked up as some of my black folk would say. But the first Sonic film, let's break that down just briefly, right?
Yeah. I got the Wikipedia up. Again.
Okay.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Judge your mama.
Wikipedia is a good resource sometimes, okay?
Sometimes.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog is a 2020 action-adventure comedy film based on the video game series published by Sega.
Mm-hmm.
It stars Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, James Marsden of X-Men fame. He was X-Men Cyclops, okay, from the OG X-Men movies. And Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik,
or
if you're familiar with,
or as Sonic says, Eggman.
Exactly, Eggman. If you nasty, okay.
Yo, she's wildin'. Eggman, if you nasty, is crazy.
I put that on a t-shirt.
Eggman, if you nasty, is crazy.
So basically, it starts off with introducing our main character Sonic, in his own home world, basically, and then he gets sent to Earth for his protection, and so he lives here for like a good amount of time, and then eventually, what ends up happening in these types of movies? Some way, somehow, he ends up revealing himself.
Yeah,
and then of course, that ends up with Big Brother up his.
Basically.
And so basically, Jim Carrey's character of Dr. Robotnik, though he isn't fat like he is in the cartoon and the video games.
I'm sorry to the big community. All the BBWs and stuff like that, BMWs, whatever you want to label yourself as. What she meant to say is pleasantly plump. Okay, he isn't pleasantly plump.
Okay, he's not round. Round is a shape. He's not round like he is.
He's more so in an oval.
The games, you know, which is not. It's not a bad thing. Some people probably had a problem with that, with the casting of Jim Carrey, considering that he is very tall and more on the slim side. But his portrayal of Robotnik, I greatly enjoyed.
Me too. Because he's crazy and I loved it.
He plays Robotnik. Robotnik is basically like a government op. He's the ops, okay?
He is.
And so where that goes, nobody knows. We're not going to get into it too much because that's delving into spoiler territory, okay?
Right.
But, you know. Yeah.
But, yeah, so as she explained that whole breakdown situation, we just journey from the point of view of Sonic. Can't really give too much away. But he befriends a couple. I'm gonna say, y'all can watch the movie, but he befriends a couple and they basically help him with his journey, seeking whatever he's seeking.
Right. It's very much a hero's journey type of story. Yeah. So, but overall, it was actually, the writing was really good. The effects were really good, despite the controversy initially when CGI. It was teased back in I think 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
Ish. because of the character design, which if you look up the OG
We gonna
character
put up a
design,
picture.
it's nightmare fuel. Okay, it's
Y'all see
nightmare
the
fuel.
picture?
That is hashtag not my Sonic. Like what everybody was doing around that time, they were saying hashtag not my Sonic, hashtag not my Sonic. Because what was that?
First of all,
What was that?
we gonna put up a picture because yeah, we don't know him. Okay,
We don't Mariah Carey. We don't know her. Okay,
at all, at all.
I was actually pleasantly surprised by the movie. It was actually really good. I wasn't,
Yeah.
a lot of the times when you have something that's a movie that's adapting like a video game series or whatever, it's usually not that great.
Right. It lacks in some
looking
areas.
At you. I never watched it, but I already knew it was gonna be trash. Tekken. Hello. To the point where people don't even know that there's a live action Tekken movie. That's probably testament to how not great it is, I'm just saying. Anyway, this was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good.
My influence, by the way, because I told her to watch it because I was like, I'm interested to see how this rolls out. And it was on Pluto TV, right. So I was like, all right, click, we gonna watch it.
I had my reservations because the track record of video game to movie adaptations has not really been that great, because they always fall short on one aspect or the other, whether it be in the storytelling aspect or like the visual storytelling aspect or just casting, whatever it is. Right. They tend to fall short in some way, shape, or form,
right.
And it doesn't live up to the hype of the games, how good the games are and the stories of whatever game that is.
True.
So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch it, but Raye cajoled me into watching it. So
not you doing all that.
Go ahead and watch it.
But
hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100%. Okay, she cajoles me.
I literally told her that she could
into watching the film.
I literally told her, hey, I literally hyped the movie up. I boosted it up because it was that good of a movie. But she knows that I'm not gonna lie when I say a movie is good. A movie is good because I'm a frequent movie watcher. And I know a good film when I see it. Because if I can't keep up with the first couple seconds of a movie like Atlas, if y'all have not seen that review, it's gonna be in the eye.
Okay.
Or on our channel. If it's not in the eye, it's on our channel. Go watch it, please.
Or in the podcast playlist. Hello.
Right.
Yes, we do have a podcast playlist.
Right. Go to the podcast playlist.
Yeah.
And run it. But if a movie does not capture my attention within the first I want to say the first couple seconds, to be honest, because I can tell if it's going to be good or bad. If I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh no, baby, this ain't it, I don't want to watch it. The only reason why I watched the Atlas film was because of Hugin's curiosity. It never tickled my curiosity.
It was my curiosity. It wasn't so much like, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This and that.
We were just hyped. I
was not optimistic. Okay, I am not an optimist most often than not. Okay, not. Sometimes I am. Okay, in the rare instances that I am. Okay, I was not optimistic about this film, about Atlas. So I was like, everybody's talking about it, whatever. And because of the virality of Sterling K. Brown's interviews for Atlas, I was like,
yes.
Let me just see what's going on. What's the deal with this movie? Because the amount of shade he was throwing in those interviews, I was like,
Have y'all seen those interviews? Let us know down in the comment section below, because when I say the shadiest tree, more shade known to man, okay? It was just thrown her way.
Freaking hilarious. I could tell you that.
It was crazy, bro. But back to Sonic.
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted to watch something and I was like, okay, this is something totally different. And plus I was excited to see the Knuckles series, which I'll let y'all know about it because I'm gonna let Hughie know whether it's good or not, because I planned on watching it this week, just FYI. But
Okay.
I'm gonna check it out because I wanted to catch up, because I thought it was a movie at first, but it's a limited series. But I wanted to watch Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and then catch the Knuckles series. Because I know eventually they're gonna come out with the third Sonic movie. Fingers crossed, hopefully. It doesn't just go to Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that'll be good
Right.
for me because I got Amazon Prime. But that's not the point. The point is, I watched the first Sonic movie and I was like, okay, yeah, this is really good. I love the storyline, love the writing, love the animation, graphics, all that stuff, and the performances of all the characters across the board. And when I told Hugen about it, I was like, Hugen, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna. And I'm just like, no, if I say it's good, you know it's good. And that's like literally, word is my bond. I know a good movie.
Right. Yeah, real talk though, she has some very good recommendations, so I trust her. I trust her. She wasn't gonna leave me wrong, but I was just kind of nervous about it because I played some of the games and I'm like, I know that, and again, like I said before, the whole track record with video game
to film
to movie adaptations has not been great at all.
I understand, because I was like that too.
Very hit and miss. So, but
I was like that too.
Overall,
though.
I enjoyed it. I think probably because I have a very sophomore-ish sense of humor, so a lot of the stuff was very like geared towards like a child or like preteen audience. So I have a very immature sense of humor, so that's probably why I kind of vibe with the humor there.
Who doesn't?
But there's a lot of funny moments in there that it's a very family friendly kind of film though. So
it doesn't get wild and crazy or anything like that. It is very family friendly. I do enjoy films like that because everything doesn't have to be so adult intense. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
that's true.
I don't want to be strangled with the idea of somebody slobbing somebody down. You know what I'm saying? In a hotel lobby.
Oh God.
And dry humping somebody.
That description is just off-putting, right? The description is so off-putting.
I'm sorry, but I had to say it. We can kind of bleep the dry humping and the slobbing somebody down out. But,
no, we ain't muting that. No, absolutely not. That's freaking hilarious. But I'm just saying, like,
it's literally like
that's kind of.
It is gross. It does give cringe vibes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to see that in movies all the time. Like, if a time calls for it, cool. But I like the family friendly movies because it's not only like I can just be like, okay, somebody walking by, I ain't got to worry about nobody booty cheeks showing on the screen. You know what I'm saying? My parents like,
right.
What is this? You watching a soft porn?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, so for me, it's literally like I watch a variety of films and stuff like that, but I like the lighthearted stuff. I like, family friendly stuff and stuff like that. I don't want to have a deep nose dive into something that's supposed to be all lighthearted and whatever, and then it quickly turns violent or whatever. I don't want the trauma porn films. I've been avoiding the trauma porn films for a very long time. All of that trauma in these films, I'm just like, I'm tired. I don't want to be emotionally battered with those films.
Sonic the Hedgehog, we don't need a gritty take on Sonic the Hedgehog, bro.
Right. Or, know how they're doing freaking Winnie the Pooh? Did you see that Winnie the Pooh horror situation? I was like, I don't want to see Winnie the Pooh slaughtering somebody. What is that?
Why? Why do we need that, though?
Nobody asked for it.
Nobody. Thank you. It's exactly what I said in one of our other videos. It's like the album with Bono in
Oh
them
my
back in the
gosh.
mid 2010s. Nobody asked for the album, okay? We here for what you try to do, Bono and them,
Yo,
but
stop. First of all, no. Absolutely not. We're not going to continue this Bono charade. Move on, man. Move on from Bono. Leave Bono alone. He did nothing to you. She got to smoke for Bono, yo. We never did ask for that album, though. We never asked for that album. For real, we never asked for it. We did it. That's so freaking funny, bro. That girl keeps bringing up Bono. YouTube wants no smoke with Fusion. I promise y'all. No smoke. They better not ever do nothing. She just gonna come out with the AK just I feel bad for y'all, bro.
Got the chopper ready.
Listen. But
Oh,
no,
man.
like it is like a album that you didn't ask for. Because that's what's happening now. They think that we want to see these ridiculously, I don't know who's asking for these films, but it ain't me. They're producing these films, and I'm just like, okay, I get your point of wanting to create something different, but this isn't different. You're using a character that's already been established to the world, and you're saying, I'm going to turn this into a horror film. I don't want to see a giant yellow teddy bear with a crop top on murdering people.
Wait. Crop top? I can't believe I'm only just thinking of it like that now, because I'm thinking, it's like a shirt that was too small, or he grew out of it or something.
His belly is big as crap.
But you're right, it is a crop top. It is a crop top.
I'm finna say this and you can bleep it out. Winnie the Pooh is supposed to be a bad bitch. Okay? That's what he's supposed to be. That's literally what he's supposed to be.
You said that, and I'm just picturing Winnie the Pooh with a BBL.
No, for real. Real fast.
Long
and being like,
fingernails,
doing like this with the nails, clinkety, clinkety, clinkety,
with acrylics on.
And be like, oh, honey.
And those long eyelashes, extensions, and just... and a bamboo earring.
Oh my gosh. And rollers or a bonnet on his head. Hot mess. But she is like really doing a lot over there, bro. But no, like I don't want to see. I really and truly don't want to see films. You all right over the frame? I don't want to see films like that. Like if I wanted that, I would just watch another Halloween movie or Nightmare on Elm Street. Something that's really going to scare the piss out of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go to the length of seeing a cartoon character that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? That was like a footprint into my childhood and be like, oh yeah, I want to see a horror version of this. No, I don't want to see that. I'm okay with having the sweet, sweet memories of Winnie the Pooh and his homies have freaking depression and then some. Because all of them were a representation of your emotions.
Right. Eeyore was literally like depressed. Like I don't want that.
He was on the edge of I'm gonna say the hard S word.
Right.
Every time because of his deep depression. Piglet, scary cat. That's your fear. Tigger, hyperactive ADHD.
Bro.
Because that's what it was. ADHD.
Bouncing off the walls, bro.
That was ADHD for real. I was like, oh, this nigga's on crack. That's what I was thinking. Then Winnie the Pooh, basically eating disorder at this point. You might as well say that.
Man.
He was addicted to honey.
That's addiction. That's what it is. It's addiction.
Exactly. His only end goal was to help his friends. And then at the end of every journey, he was supposed to be rewarded a pot of honey. That's drugs. That is literally addiction.
is drugs or Pavlov conditioning, because which that kind of would be a darker take on it.
Yes.
I don't need murder in Winnie the Pooh, but like Pavlovian conditioning. Who's conditioning Winnie the Pooh, and for what reason?
Christopher Robin. It's all linked to Christopher Robin.
Purpose? What you trying to do?
I feel like I learned the definition the other day of what a feeder is. Somebody. Yes, girl, it's a real thing.
What now?
A feeder. Hold on. So let me make sure. Like, wait. What is? I'm gonna make sure I clarify this. A feeder. I promise you. Okay. A feeder is a person or animal that eats particular food or in a particular manner. However, the slang version of that is a person that's supplying somebody with food or feeds them something, like a large quantity of said food. Like, let's say, you in a relationship with somebody, right? Or let's say Christopher Robin, Winnie the Pooh.
So, pause. Is this like a fetish thing, or?
Girl, it's like that person literally is trying to feed you to death. So I guess
that's
we
what
can
it sounds
say.
like.
I guess
like
we can
you get
say
off on feeding like enormous amounts of food to somebody.
I guess they do, because the person can. I saw this thing on TikTok where this girl was in a relationship with somebody and she literally kicked the bucket because the person was a feeder, which means they're literally supplying them with food and then some, all of the foods that they wanted that person to eat, because they were literally, I guess they were getting their rocks off too.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I can think of why it would be like, there's no.
And they had to eat
weird as heck.
certain amounts of a large quantity of food to the point where the person got sick. That's the only way that person would be like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied with you being blah, blah, blah.
That's abusive.
Exactly. And that's where I say that Christopher Robin is the one that's enabling these certain behaviors. Because if you're supposed to be a friend of Winnie the Pooh, why is he wearing a crop top?
Put the fork down.
Why is he wearing a crop top? Push the honey pot away.
Right.
And then there is some part of it where I think it was a particular episode where Winnie the Pooh is like playing with his belly. So he has a freaking body dysmorphia. But he's not going to push the pot away because that's something that he's hooked to. So it's some deeper stuff that's happening in these shows, in our cartoons. You feel me? So that's why I'm kind of like...
Not all of them, but like that
I mean...
requires some thinking there, some deep analysis.
And I may very well be digging way too deep into the cartoon.
Thank God for my high school English teacher, bro.
I may very well be digging far too deep into the realms of Winnie the Pooh, but those are things that I analyze now as an adult, and I'm like, why was I watching this? Just like Courage the Cowardly Dog. You're not supposed to be watching that as a kid. It was some stuff attached to those characters that I was not vibing with. It creeped me all the way out, to be honest.
Return the swag.
That creeped me out. No lie. She's laughing, but I am dead serious. That was just like, I was like, oh no. Can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it, none of it.
I get you my water bottle now because I was laughing to her.
But yeah, there are a lot of shows that are just like, you know, there a lot of deeper meanings than we are going to pay attention to, of course, when we're children, because we're looking for the fun in everything. But as an adult,
Right. But it's also gonna go over our heads because
right,
children at a certain age don't have the mental capacity to analyze that deeply and get into those nuance of
facts.
like metaphor and allegory and all that stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're not equipped at that age to be able to get that deep analysis because
Right, right,
cognitively we're not at that stage yet of development yet. So
right.
um but I think we know that a lot of the times they put in stuff that adults will catch, but it'll go
Over
right
our
over kids'
heads.
heads,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So, and the primary reason they do that is because oftentimes, family movie, you're gonna have kids going to the movie theater with their parents. You got to put something in there that'll keep the adults engaged as well as the kids. So,
Right, right.
but
But yeah, that was
yeah,
our little tidbit about Sonic 1. Sonic
yeah,
2, it wasn't as, I'm gonna be real, it wasn't as fun and exciting as the first one. Now, granted,
right.
you had
So,
a lot of different people in the film, but yeah, I'm
right.
gonna let her break it down for Sonic 2. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, Sonic 2 came out in 2022. Same genre, action adventure comedy. We got a larger cast now, so we are introduced now to Knuckles the Echidna, voiced by Idris Elba, um, and Tails. Um, I don't know who's supposed to voice Tails. I don't see here. Hold on. I'm probably gonna have to actually scroll down and look. Okay, Miles Tails Prower. Okay, Colleen O'Shaughnessy. I'm sorry. Pause. O'Shaughnessy makes me think of that clip from Key and Peele with the substitute teacher. Keegan Michael Key as the substitute teacher. That's what O'Shaughnessy makes me think of that whole thing.
Oh
Anyway,
my god.
different discussion for a different video. Anyway, um, so and then we got Shamar Moore in here as well, which that's a whole. But he's part of the plot line. Um, and we got Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik coming back. So the gist of the movie is that Knuckles comes from the place where Sonic was before, the planet that Sonic was at before he came to Earth, right? And Knuckles is in search of the Master Emerald. So if you're familiar with the games, you already know where this is kind of going. And of course, this Master Emerald, by the name alone, you can kind of guess that it has some kind of unlimited power kind of vibes,
Mm.
Um, and
I
of
see what you did
course, you
there.
got Dr. Robotnik, who's you know at the end of the last film where he's kind of gone a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He was already kind of crazy.
Cuckoo.
Let's be real. Cuckoo is the very bare minimum of a
Right.
descriptor. Okay, he kind of lost his mind a little bit. Um,
He
as if he
did.
wasn't already kind of cuckoo.
Right.
Um, so they're basically going on this journey because Robotnik allies himself with Knuckles and to find this Master Emerald. And so it's basically a race to find the Master Emerald and gain its power, basically. So um I think it was actually pretty good. It was also really good as well as the first movie.
Right.
Um because it's kind of like you kind of have to live up to the hype of the first movie, right? Which I think it's not necessarily like to the same degree, but it was still a really good movie. It was still really well done, you
Mm-hmm.
know? I'm sorry, I gotta clear my throat.
You're
I got
good.
like,
Because in my honest opinion, I don't think it was a terrible movie. I
it
think
wasn't
that
terrible or anything.
it slowed a little bit in some areas.
Right.
But it wasn't like it wasn't terrible at all. I just think that because there were some extra layers in the movie and extra characters, it kind of slowed it down. Like, I understand the journey and stuff like that. So when they do
Right.
get to the third movie, then I'm pretty sure things will start speeding up because the story is kind of piecing together. You know what I'm saying?
Because, I mean, I get why it was the way that it was, because
Yeah.
you're kind of establishing the world for people who aren't necessarily into the games or who don't know who Sonic is necessarily,
Yeah.
especially when you're talking about little younger kids, the young ones coming up now, because like we grew up on Sonic, you know, we grew up playing the games and stuff like that, and the animation and animations, but you know, the younger kids that are the target audience for this film, they might not necessarily completely know the backstory of Sonic. I'm just trying to give it a little bit of like leeway here, because I think most people a lot of the kids probably already know who Sonic is, you know, but because I don't remember when the last animation was, the last cartoon was, when that came out. Because we've had several different Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons, but I don't think there's one that's currently running. So I would assume that a lot of the kids don't really know, aren't really familiar with Sonic like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like introducing the character to a new audience and then giving it a backstory, and you kind of have to go into that. So I get why it probably drug a little bit.
I mean, I didn't mind.
Thankfully, they did a good job of not using too much exposition like they did in Atlas. They actually kind of more so showed what was going on rather than just simply telling us what was going on, you know?
Yeah, but my whole thing is, it's not like I think that it was a terrible movie or anything like that. I thought it was really good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it slowed a little bit or whatever in certain spots, but I still thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I'm ready to see the third one. Because I'm amped up now. Now,
Right.
I said all that. We said all that. It's the part that y'all wanted to hear me talk about. Okay, that I wanted y'all to hear me talk about, rather. Fusion, before we recorded this video, before we started recording, and I wish she would have recorded my reaction. Cause baby,
yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to get it because you over there, you on my phone right now.
I could have pressed record too before you would have said press record. I think you're gonna love seeing your reaction. You should have did it.
Yeah. Had a whole guessing game, y'all.
She revealed to me that in the third movie, the next character, if you're not caught up, we're spilling the beans. Shadow.
Okay, because
it's supposed to
Sonic
be
the Hedgehog 3.
Shadow is supposed to be the next character. Y'all know who is gonna be? She had me guess all my white boy faves, and I was like, Zac Efron.
Your white boy fave, right? Pause. I told her your white boy fave. She said Zac Efron, and I'm like, I dropped my damn thing. I was too aggressive. With the expression, okay, of emotion. Okay, I was very frustrated during the process of that. Okay, I told her your white boy fave, right? She tells me Zac Efron, and I'm like, not that one. And I'm like, your ultimate white boy
because
fave.
my mind went blank, bro. I had one meal today. One. I'm fasting.
I was struggling because it's her tip top.
It is.
Cream of the crop white boy fave. Okay?
It is. That was on me. She's stressing out over me slipping up and just being like...
Without further ado, let me pass the mic over to Raye so that she can tell you her tip top cream of the crop white boy fave.
So ignore her and her whole mini tantrum situation because my mind is blank. I only had one meal today, y'all. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, Keanu, Eminem, and Reeves is supposed to be Shadow. And I am going to melt in the seat when I hear his voice. I am going to lose it. The kids in the theater are going to probably be
You're
looking
gonna have
at
to
me.
scrape her off the theater floor. Like,
they probably going to have to send the whole AMC or wherever we go watch this movie employees to become get me up off the floor. They're going to be like, why is the popcorn here? No, that's a human being. Piece her back together, please. That's all we need.
she gonna shatter like one of them cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Like in Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go and burst into confetti. That's it.
Bro.
You would think the Miami Heat won another championship. Just, they're gonna be like, dang, what's all of this? That's Rashawn. There she go. Part of her right there. Let's grab that. That's how it's gonna be. But that's okay. Because just like anything for Selena's, anything for Keanu. Okay?
She loves her some Keanu, okay?
I do.
She loves herself some Keanu,
but
bro.
Also, I do love me some Zac Efron. Why my lights going out? What's going on?
I don't know either, because
yeah, I think I have to change one of the wires. Whatever, it's fine. But I think what I'm probably gonna have to do is do like a little mini vlog for this channel and whatever. For when we do go see the third movie. If it does come out, if it goes straight to TV or a streaming service, then I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Unlikely, but
I mean, if they have,
we do know that it did get put off because of the strikes.
last
year, but
true.
Yeah.
So we don't know when that.
So there's no real word on what the plot potentially might be.
Mm-hmm.
But
we know that Keanu's involved.
That it's gonna be Sonic. I mean Shadow. We gonna have Shadow in there, and he gonna be voiced by Keanu Reeves. Okay.
And most likely, what they're gonna end up doing is having Amy somewhat involved. So,
from what I see here on the wiki, the only person that is going to be involved is Maria.
Okay.
And of course, we know that her storyline has to do with Shadow. So,
okay, so maybe they trying to do a whole series of movies, possibly. We gonna see, because they have a lot more story here. So we gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was our take on crazy films from our childhood. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. And they just need to give Winnie the Pooh a longer shirt and remove the knife from his hand. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna see y'all in another video. Peace.